Hi, my name's Emma, and I'm going to do my informative speech on France. But first, here's my audience: James and Abby, and then Jenny. Okay, so Quoi de neuf, France, which roughly translates to What's up, France, literally meaning What's new, France. So why France? France is one of the most popular European travel destinations. And matter of fact, it's probably one of the most popular travel destinations in the world. And if you're wondering, yes, it's just as enchanting and intriguing as it's depicted in the movies and books. France has two important features: its culture and its landmarks. So why me? How am I qualified to inform you about France? Well, I studied 6 years of French and was recognized twice as an outstanding student by Le Grand Concours, the National French Contest of America. Essentially, through the course of this speech, France will become a familiar and intriguing country through the culture and landmarks of two main cities, Paris and Marseille. First, the Paris culture of food is very important. One of the most popular foods that comes from Paris is the baguette, which is just the thin loaf of bread that you see people carrying in their backs around town. Some of those can be found here locally in bakeries and grocery stores, but there's nothing more authentic than the freshness and initial crispiness followed by the fluffiness of a Parisian baguette. In addition to baguettes, crepes are very popular in France. In fact, there are street carts that line the city of Paris itself with just carts filled with crepes. A crepe is basically a thin, flaky pancake that is folded in half, and it's filled with whatever toppings the cart has, like Nutella, fresh fruit, or just the basic butter and sugar. And all of that is topped off with a dash of powdered sugar. These are also found local, but of course, it doesn't take a couple minutes like it would on a street cart to grab, and you'd have to probably wait in a restaurant for an hour or so to get one. Another important aspect of the Parisian culture is fashion. It all started with Louis XIV in the 17th century. As his elaborate wardrobe expanded, the foreigners and political figures followed. And there are trends even today in the streets of Paris that we see every day here in America that got their starts in Paris. In addition to the lovely culture of Paris, there are also the very famous landmarks. One of the most popular landmarks in the entire world would probably be the Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower was built by Gustave Eiffel in 1889 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. Tourists admire the twinkling lights that make the city glow at night from the tower through sharing with friends of love and happiness. In addition to the Eiffel Tower, there is the Louvre Museum. This is the biggest museum in the world, and it houses some of the most famous paintings, such as the Mona Lisa. While Paris is a more urban city of France, where there's lots of busy things happening, there's also Marseille, which is not as urban, but it's still a busy place. Marseille is located on the southern coast of France, and it borders the Mediterranean Sea. This city used to be a very important port city for the country as a whole. But first, the food here is influenced by the sea, of course. So the most popular dish here is called bouillabaisse, which is just a stew that consists of local seafood, a provincial sauce, which is made of chilies and other peppers, and fresh vegetables. And all of this is topped with crispy bread, otherwise known as croutons. Another part of the culture in Marseille is that its culture itself is influenced by Africa, Italy, and Spain due to its geographical location. This is evidenced through the Transhumance Festival, where horses are walked up from Morocco to France, and the cattle are brought from Italy and France to symbolize the cultural assimilation where they all meet. And the festival lasts about 2 weeks. Some notable landmarks in Marseille are Notre-Dame-la-Garde Basilica and Old Port. Notre-Dame-de-la-Garde Basilica is a historical Catholic church located on the top of a hill. So as a tourist, you'd have to hike to get to the top. Most people don't enjoy that, so they'll take the train. Another, well, not really landmark, but more of an area, is the Old Port. This is where tourists can appreciate the blending of cultures through architecture and the history of the area that dates back all the way to 600 BC. Overall, both cities of France are diverse enough to get a taste of the country of France as a whole. While creating this speech, it made it hard for me to be here in the USA because by the end of it, I was already thinking of all the ways I can quickly save money to buy a plane ticket. Weren't you too? Hopefully my passion and enthusiasm about France has you informed and ready to go. Au revoir for now, and I hope to see you there someday.